This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Thursday, the 15th of August. I'm Michael Groff. Topping our weather headlines over the next several days will be the excessive heat and the unseasonably dry conditions that will prevail here across the desert Southwest. This is the heart of the monsoon season, and yet no rain to be found pretty much anywhere statewide. Let's talk about it. First, the almanac from yesterday, 114 degrees, the blazing hot high in the valley. 83 was the morning low. Outside right now here at 7:30 a.m. We've got mostly clear skies, 88 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points at 43, humidity 21%, a breeze from the east at 13 miles per hour, and the barometer is rising. Temperatures out there this morning, 70 is the cool spot at Fort McDowell, but most of us are in the low 80s to low 90s. The upper air look, the ridge becoming the dominant feature once again across the southwest. That's the reason that we're heating up. But unfortunately, the winds aloft are generally southwesterly or westerly, and that is keeping the monsoon moisture far away from us, also allowing the temperatures to really heat up. Speaking of that, the watch warning map, there's your excessive heat warning for much of south central Arizona, including Phoenix, as well as the western portions of our state, southeast California, southern Nevada, actually the valleys of California, central and even northern California getting into the heat as well. That is in effect, that excessive heat warning through Friday evening at 8 p.m. Convective outlook for today, a slight risk of severe storms around Lawrence, Topeka, and Wichita, Kansas, as well as Pierre and Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A marginal risk for a good portion of the Central Plains, as well as parts of the Carolinas. Precipitation outlook valid through next Thursday morning from the WPC. No rain for us here in the valley for the next week or so. Maybe a few hundredths, a tenth of an inch in east central and southeastern portions of the state, but even that looks pretty spotty at best, and we'll talk about why this pattern rolls on as we check out the models and have a look at it. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Our ridge continues to slide westward off of the west coast. We've got a trough over the northern plains, generally westerly flow aloft. So down at the surface today, sunny skies. Hot, though, with those upper heights around 594 decameters. Temperatures this afternoon, 111 to 114. Tonight, clear skies, lows upper 70s to mid-80s. Tomorrow, sunny. Not quite as hot, but we're still going to be roasting. Highs 107 to 110. Over the weekend, the ridge dampens a little further. The height fields come down just a bit. High temperatures 106 to 109 on Saturday. A little bit of moisture is shown to seep into eastern Arizona on Sunday. We could see some clouds out of this. I've called it considerably cloudy, or a mix of sun and clouds, if you will, for Sunday. And high temperatures somewhere still around 105 to 108. Don't think the clouds are really going to hold us down too much. Generally speaking, the air mass will remain dry. Those surface humidities may come up just a bit, though. Monday, the ridge beginning to shift back toward Arizona here, and that's going to mean temperatures rise once again. We'll be close to 110. Could be from about 110 to 113 on both Tuesday and Wednesday as the ridge slides across the state and sets up along the Arizona-New Mexico border. Interestingly enough, by Wednesday, the GFS does show a little bit of return flow around the high, bringing some moisture back in for widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, maybe even here in central Arizona, including Phoenix. The problem with this scenario is I just think the thermal profiles don't support any precipitation, or at least not much, because the mid-levels will be too warm. And that's kind of a stable environment, or at least a somewhat stable environment. So we really can't get those thunderstorms to bubble up in that kind of a situation. But we'll keep an eye on it. Let's go to a week from today. This is Thursday, the 22nd. Still the ridge lurking around the southwest. Maybe isolated showers and thunderstorms still possible, but not very likely. And then going out 10 days to the end of the forecast period. This is Saturday, the 24th, and this is almost an early fall look. A pretty deep trough now over the Pacific Northwest with the base digging in to the southwest states. Broad southwesterly flow setting up, and that means moisture would be pushed on out of here again. Temperatures would head down. That's the good news. Highs would be back pretty close to normal, maybe even a couple of degrees below average if this verifies, but it's 10 days out. The only thing I will say is that this monsoon season, certainly this looks like something that is more likely to happen than normal, given the very dry pattern that we've had so far. Speaking of, let's take a look at the QPF, the Quantitative Precipitation Forecast. This comes off of the European Ensemble. There's 50 members here, 50 different models, if you will. And many of them still show absolutely nothing all the way through the end of the month. Even those that are showing precipitation aren't showing a whole lot. The Ensemble mean down there at the bottom, generally less than 0.2 of an inch. And I would be surprised if we saw much rain given how dry this pattern has been. But hopefully things can change. Let's take a look at the temperatures off the Euro ensemble through the period. Highs pretty hot the next couple of days, a little bit cooler for the weekend, and then temps shoot back up once again with that strong ridge building back in. And hopefully the Euro is at least somewhat accurate in depicting some cooler temperatures by the end of the month and a little bit more moisture coming back into the fold, but I am somewhat skeptical of that. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe so that whenever we post a brand new one, you'll get the notifications. Your comments, questions, and suggestions are always encouraged as well. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Be safe out there. Stay cool. And you guys have yourselves a great Thursday.